Welcome to the Crewcast, the Crew's live podcast about video games and all things crew. Join us and many of your favorite crew members as we review games, talk about the new Crew series, answer your questions, and much more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of the Crewcast. Welcome to the Crewcast, Episode 5, for May 18th, 2013. Today we have a small, little, intimate group here. We have myself, we have Piper, and we have Giz.
Hello.
Hello.
So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the gaming news. We have a lot of topics to discuss throughout today's episode, so you're going to be hearing a lot. First, Microsoft is going to ditch the Xbox point system and just go with straight up, dollar, pound, whatever currency you want to talk about amounts.
Yes.
Yeah, I always got confused with all that.
Well, I think that's the
got an
reason.
Xbox.
That's the reason
Yeah.
they had the point system, because it's confusing. If you have to convert dollars or pounds to points, I mean, the whole thing is that maybe you'll spend more because it's just a number of points, and it's just confusing. And I'm so glad they got rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, I only got an Xbox last weekend, and I had to buy Minecraft, and it was 16,000, I think, and I had to buy 1,600. Sorry, not 16,000. It's 1,600. But to buy 2,000 points. Now I've got 400 points, and can you buy a game with 400 points? I don't even know how much 400 points equals in IRL money.
Well, I mean,
Very
your 400
confusing.
points might be 2 pounds, 3 pounds, who knows? I don't know the conversion for you guys. I mean, so in a sense, if you wanted to get, say, Terraria, say Terraria's 800 points. I mean, you could just, your other points are going to still count as a credit, but you're always going to have to buy these other amounts of points just to have enough, and then you're always going to have extra lying around. I think I had 400 in my system, account for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I think it's a good move. I don't think they've done it yet, obviously. I'm not sure what the time frame was. We got the news of this was all over, but we're referencing a Tech Radar as early as E3, which kicks off in May, end of May, June. So it'll be interesting to see.
That's good.
All right. This one is interesting, and this will lead in. I don't want to get too crazy on this topic because it's our roundtable segment. But Joe Biden, so for those of you who aren't from the United States, he is the Vice President of the United States. He sees no legal problem with taxing violent video games. Now, the one thing I don't want any discussion today to get into is gun rights. It's a topic that's not worth discussing. But violent video games usually start hitting the news when there's some tragedy. And what generally happens is the news, media, people look for something to blame. And frequently, violent video games get blamed. And we're going to talk about that later. But what do you guys think on just the idea of taxing violent video games?
So it would cost more for people to buy violent video games. Is that what it's saying?
Yes.
But why can't it just be the same price as normal?
Well, it depends how violent they are. I mean, maybe they should.
But the violence shouldn't have anything to do with the cost. It should be just the cost of the game. It should be the cost goes into the detail of the game, the storyline of the game, the effort put into the game should be the cost. It shouldn't be just because it's violent. That has nothing to do with it.
Well, maybe they're, like you're saying, blaming video games. So it's like, tax on smoking in the UK. It's just gone up and up and up and up. Like they're charging people more to smoke, which isn't a bad thing. I'm all for that because, I don't smoke myself and never will and don't like it. And, it's raising money in a way for the government, I guess. But it's just maybe that's, a different side of it. Maybe they're thinking, you know, violent video games are evil. Let's tax it more.
Well,
It depends how evil.
What they're thinking, and we're going to reference a Forbes article on this. The reason behind it would be that this tax is going to go to a fund to help victims of, I'm assuming, violent or gun-related, who knows, tragedies or whatever. I think it's a stupid idea because, again, it's video games being blamed for problems. Yeah. So the idea of taxing it is just crazy. But again, this is literally, let's try to figure out who to blame. People don't want to really take ownership, and really look at the issue. So it's always easier just to blame someone else.
Yeah.
The world is filled with bad people. There's more good people than bad by all means, but there's bad people. Bad people do bad things.
But it is going to a good cause or something.
Well, they say that, but is it just the government getting the money?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this will happen. I think pretty much every time video games get put up onto the pedestal and legal thoughts are looked into, they always pretty much come back with, it's just BS. I mean, video games aren't proven to make people more violent. So, they always seem to escape this. But this is just one way of, the government trying to get involved and people just looking for a scapegoat. So I don't think this will ever happen. I think it's a stupid, stupid idea.
Video games get blamed for a lot of things, don't they? Not just like violence, but like, obesity and things like that. I feel bad for video games.
Well, TV, entertainment, movies, TV, video games kind of get blamed for keeping children, lazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but yeah, video games do get that. Video games when I was a kid were really looked at and thought of even worse. I mean, it's becoming more accepted because a lot of the people who played video games like me when I was a kid still play them now. But still, I was in the minority back then. But more and more people are gamers at younger ages, and as they become older, they're still gamers. So eventually, I don't think games are going to have quite the stigma that they sometimes get now, as more people, are more up with playing them. I mean, because really, video games have become. I think they're at the point where they gross more than gross more than the movie industry. I'm not positive on that.
Oh, wow.
I know they've talked that it is really a form of entertainment that has gotten to the point where it's a huge industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this subject is completely crazy, and if they do try to tax video games, I think it won't hold up. But I don't think it'll ever get that far.
Let's hope not.
All right, now let's move on. This subject has a lot of different stuff that I'm kind of throwing all together. I was going to make this the main topic, but I already had the video game violent topic. So I'm going to keep this. So this one might be a little bit of a long news segment. But there's been a lot of things going on in the YouTube realm when it comes to Let's Plays, channels, partners, blah, blah, blah. So first off, just today, Notch tweeted that YouTube contacted them and offered them a cut of the revenue from Minecraft videos on YouTube. And even though they were really close to doing it, they turned it down. So that's one little big piece. There's a lot of stuff going on right now with Let's Plays. Nintendo has just basically set out a press release saying that they're going to start claiming the rights to all the Nintendo-owned properties, the Let's Plays on them. So basically what that means is if Piper does a Let's Play on her channel of Legend of Zelda, Nintendo is going to claim it. So when you look at her video, you're going to see a little thing over to the bottom right of the video, where the video is, and it's going to say like content owned by Nintendo. And you're going to see a commercial on the front and on the back, even if Piper didn't turn commercials on. And that revenue is going to go completely to Nintendo. So they're, in a sense, doing the exact opposite of what Mojang just done. YouTube offered Mojang a cut of other Let's Players and other videos on Minecraft related. They said no. Nintendo has basically said, we're going to go around and start claiming all of the stuff that's our property, and we're going to earn revenue from it. What I would love to see, I'm hoping that this Minecraft, Mojang thing with YouTube, I'm hoping that Google, YouTube is starting to think, you know what, Twitch and these guys have a great system. I mean, they're letting gamers stream. A lot of people watch Twitch. They're offering, subscriptions to Twitch, on there. You can subscribe to channels. There's revenue being passed back and forth between people who are partnered on Twitch, Twitch themselves, and of course publishers. I'm hoping that YouTube is going to say, you know what, let's try to take a piece of that. We've already announced today or yesterday at Google I.O., which was on Wednesday the 15th, that anyone with 1,000 subs can now start streaming using YouTube Live.
Ooh.
Maybe they're going to start trying to contact publishers and say, look, when we have videos on our channel that are for this game or that game or this publisher, we're going to give you a percentage. And channels like us who stick with YouTube as our partner can then start doing any game we want. I mean, we can still do any game we want. It's just if I decide I want to, like on the live stream, we played Age of Empires 2. Microsoft, there's some talk on Microsoft that they never have been okay with Let's Plays being monetized. It seemed like they were kind of okay with it in the wording, but I guess their thing is we never were. But they've stated now that you cannot do any videos monetized of their stuff. So I can't, if we start putting lots of time into videos, and we just have to run, in the case of Age of Empires, we'd have to run them with no ads. Now, some people be like, well, what's the big deal? You're trying to get rich. No, we're not trying to get rich. But if we spend a lot of time making videos, the revenue we do earn, while not substantial, we're not, Total Biscuit Big and Yogscast and all these guys. While not substantial like something they make, it is enough that we can set up servers. We have a dedicated server that we run Chaos on for you guys. We run the Mumble servers on. We've run the live gaming server on that we'll talk about in a little bit. It affords us, hopefully, the ability to take some of us to Minecon. So, we're a smaller channel, almost coming up on 60,000 subs. Hopefully we'll reach 6 digits by the end of the year. It's a possibility if you guys keep subscribing. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.
Tell your friends.
So, we try to focus on games that A, we like, and B, if we're going to do a lot of videos of it, then we can, turn the monetization on. But if YouTube would kind of step in and essentially alleviate the need for any of these partner networks. I think partner networks are a big mistake for small channels to sign agreements with. If you're 1,000 viewers and you sign up to be a partner with a network, the only real benefit that you get is to be able to do certain game publishers that don't allow it, specifically to anybody. And you might be able to then get partner status on Twitch. But if you're 1,000 subs, you're not going to have enough followers on Twitch to make any money. Twitch is really hard to make money with unless you get mega big or you have a ton of people who personally subscribe to you. But in order to do that, you have to get big enough. And I don't mean follow, I mean subscribe. With the way Twitch works, when you get big enough, they'll make you a partner. If you keep getting bigger, they'll offer you the ability to have your fans subscribe to your channel, which means the fans are paying $5 a month with the benefit of that being able to watch your videos with no commercials on Twitch. So, partnering, I don't think, is a huge thing. I think people should stick with YouTube when they're small, stick with games that they can do, and then try to work, in a sense, partnerships with other channels like you that are small, that aren't affiliated with any networks. Do videos together, cross promote between your fan base. Get your channel bigger that way. And then you can actually make some money. If you join a partner network, they're going to take a cut of what YouTube would have been paying you directly. They get it directly. They take their cut. They give the cut to the publishers, and then you get what's left. And again, it's money, but I still, I'm not a big fan of the partner networks. Some people love them, and if you love them, that's great. And if they're doing great for your channel, that's great. I don't want to say that it's one size fits all. But a lot going on right now. I think Nintendo is insane. I always loved Nintendo because they don't do, day one DLC. They pretty much make a game and it's, you start it, you finish it, you're happy. They have a lot of nice franchises, but I think they're totally, totally wrong on this Let's Play thing, taking the revenue for themselves. I think, look how big Minecraft has become, and a lot of the growth is because of videos on YouTube or streamers on Twitch, and Notch knows this. And also, he mentioned Machinima actually contacted them wanting Mojang to pay Machinima because people are buying Minecraft because of the Machinima network.
Seriously? That's a bit cheeky.
Holding my tongue. Wow.
And he said no. I mean, he basically just paraphrasing. Obviously, no, I don't have to paraphrase. But paraphrasing, I think what he said was, it's a give and take. I mean, people watch Machinima, and Machinima's making money from his game, too. He admits that, he's probably getting people who are buying Minecraft from Machinima, but Machinima's making money from making videos with Minecraft. And that's not all Machinima does, but, he says it's a give and take relationship, and he's fine with it as is, and they aren't going to pay Machinima anything.
I didn't buy Minecraft because of Machinima.
Well, not everybody buys it for the same reason. We've had people buy it because of us. Small number. People have bought it because of the Yogscast.
But then, can we ask Notch to...
Well, you can ask.
That's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you could ask. I mean, we're small, but Machinima is a huge network. So, I mean, Notch freely admits that there's people who have bought it because of Machinima. But he also says, on the flip side, you've made a lot of money from videos of my game. So it's a given, we're even basically, and we're not going to pay you anything. So, I mean, this is really something that I think over the next year or two, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, who knows? A year or two from now, Let's Plays might be completely bogus. I mean, if everybody who makes Let's Plays has to see advertisements run on them from the publishers, Let's Plays are going to stop.
Yeah.
No. But that's ridiculous. I watch some Let's Play sometimes. I've been watching some Zelda stuff recently. Ironically, Nintendo, and it makes me want to get the Zelda games. I watch a video, so I think I want to play these games. It looks so good. Even though I see loads of the content in the game, it makes me want to buy that game. It's different to movies. When you're watching movies online, you think you watch the whole movie and it's just a movie. But with games, there's so much in games that you still have your own experience when playing the game.
Well, I think what I think would be awful, and I could understand publishers not liking this, is if Piper decided she was going to play Assassin's Creed and do a Let's Play. And she played it. She's not talking at all. It's literally just her footage of the game from start to finish with absolutely no commentary, nothing. That, I think, would be a negative because, in a sense, it is almost more like a movie. You're just really watching this game be played. I think that, you should have some content. I mean, there has to be something from the Let's Play person, in it. That, in a sense, the old American Idol and X Factor or whatever, make it your own. You're adding content to it. Literally just pushing buttons and scripting a character through scenes, I think, is kind of bogus. Now, I don't think there's many people who do videos like that. I don't think anybody hardly does. Most Let's Players add their own content. And I think that's where it should be fine. I mean, you're, in a sense, playing the game, and you're making unique content. But I mean, it's a sticky subject. we're very happy doing the games we do. There's sometimes games that we'd like to do more of, but maybe the publishers aren't as friendly. I mean, we do contact them directly, and a lot of them have been, I mean, Ubisoft, I have to give really props to them. I've heard of a lot of people having trouble. I contacted Ubisoft and said, look, we'd like to do some of your games, especially some of the, we got the Assassin's Creed stuff. They've got a new game that we've talked about that I'm not going to mention right now. That's I know is being advertised heavily right now on Twitch and on YouTube. They were like, hey, not a problem. Here's your permission. And a lot of developers have either been publishers, because you always contact the publishers, not the developers. A lot of publishers have been very friendly. A lot of publishers have been very open on their websites. Starbound, they have all, something on their websites or forums where an official person is given the permission. And we continue to do stuff on those fronts, and I'd rather support those kind of companies with videos because they support the community.
Yeah.
When you said Starbound, I may have twitched a bit and got all withdrawal symptoms. I may or may not be obsessed with Starbound.
And I also just want to note, Starbound, as found by Pellboss for the crew. All right, so let's move on. I think this will be an interesting topic, though, to revisit a year from now on our podcast and just see if anything's really changed with YouTube.
A year today.
Twitch, the whole partner status and stuff. Nintendo, if you're listening, Shigeru Miyamoto, talk to the heads. I know Shigeru would love to see Let's Plays and doesn't like this policy. He's too good a guy. All right, so now we head on to crew news. So Piper, charity live stream over $1,810. Give us a wrap up of the live stream.
Oh my goodness, where to begin? Well, it all started last Friday, although it was a week ago on Friday. Basically, we had lots of fun. We did lots of games. We played with lots of people. We had lots of people on our servers, and it was really good actually. It was like a big party in the end, and everybody was so friendly and nice in Twitch, and we just chatting to them and raised a lot of money for Child's Play, which is amazing. So thank you very much if you donated that weekend. And yeah, we originally had a target of $500, and we went well over that. $1,810 we raised, so that was absolutely brilliant, and I had lots of fun. It was very tiring at the end of it, and I'd had a 3-hour break in between, so yeah. Anything you want to add, guys?
I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a draining experience, though, to constantly try and be gaming and stuff for 24 hours. I mean, it was over 24 hours, wasn't it? It was
yeah, we went on for
was it
ages.
27 or
so?
It
was more. It was 30 plus
hours.
Well,
we did about 26, 27 as a crew. When the crew kind of faded, I left the stream on with my character in game and Kama, I think D, Absy, Pabsy, Lombi, I think a few others that I'm forgetting at the top of my head. They kind of kept playing and kind of teleported me around as a cameraman. And that lasted, I think, about 32 full hours when it was all said and done. But I mean, we had about 26, 27 hours. So we don't just give you 24. We went over above and beyond. Now, what's funny is the crew, you hear Piper and Giz saying how draining it was. Honestly, for me, there were some moments that were mentally challenging to get some stuff sorted, but I had a real blast doing it. And, we always say we'll do one a year or one or two a year. I could, I don't know about the charity part, but I could do another live stream the next week. It was that fun.
Oh God.
To be honest, yeah, I could do another live stream. 24 hours?
Oh, I'm talking 24 hours.
Okay, no.
Let's go 48 hours. Let's just round it up.
No.
Oh,
I could do
I would change
hours.
it. I would change the next time we do a 24-hour live stream. The next one we do probably won't be a charity one. We'll probably try to do maybe a charity a year and really try to, because we don't want to keep every so often begging you guys for money for charity. try to pick a good charity and then do it again. But we'll do more live streams. But I think if we do the next one we do 24-hour live stream, I'd like to organize more of the open serverish type aspects where the fans are playing Spleef and all that stuff like we did. Maybe even have like a period where it's a build contest for a couple hours for those who are online. And then put in some games also that we want to play. But there being some kind of like some breaks in it where we're still live streaming, but it's more like open server stuff. So if Piper wants to go ahead and take a 5-6 hour nap or just get to bed, she can, because we have other things slated. And maybe it's, instead of it being like a 24-hour live stream, maybe it's like a weekend like event where we have just certain times that we're going to do stuff. There's things going on for the whole weekend, but there may not be live streaming for the whole thing, but there'll be certain events, and maybe we'll like recruit some friends of the crew, and then of course ourselves, to take certain slots where we're going to work on certain things. In a sense,
kind of sounds like a carnival.
Well, I mean, kind of like
like a fun fair.
Lollapalooza. We said Gamapalooza. I mean, it's really on our first one we did. I mean, it's what it is. It's basically a special event. And it's just me talking. This is the first the crew's heard that. But I mean, I enjoyed it, and I really never really got tired. And as I started to kind of get a little tired, then I just caught my wind and kept on going. Let's move on to the next subject. Giz, why don't you tell the fans about what we did on the charity live stream that is now still up and running and how it's been enhanced?
Well, towards the end of the live stream, we set up a kind of gaming world with special areas like Spleef and CTF, and that world is actually now up now. And it's been changed quite a lot. So there's a Spleef arena that you can join, and it automatically starts when 4 people join, I think.
Yep.
So you just click the sign and join it. We've got our original CTF area that you just run into. There's 2 areas you run into, the gold or diamond, and then the game pretty much starts straight away. Just make sure if you're going to go through the side, make sure you go through the side that is equal. So keep teams even. So like say if like gold has 2 people and diamond has 1, go through the diamond, so that's 2 versus 2. There's also Batman thing, which is so random. I think Buzz found it on Reddit. It's from the third
really
Batman film.
good.
To like climb out of it or escape it or something. It's like the Bane's Pit or something. What's it called, Buzz?
It's called The Pit. It was a guy on Reddit made it, and I thought it was really cool, and he put a download up, so I put it into this world. It's basically from the final installment of the Batman series by Nolan, where Bane put Batman in.
I haven't seen it.
In the pit. You know, it's not really the pit, so it's kind of changed, but your job is really to try to escape, from the pit. So there's a sign at spawn, you click on it, sends you into the pit and puts you in there just like the movies. And then you have to try to get out. And if you can't parkour your way out, if you're not up to the quality that you can say, I'm Batman. If you can't, you can basically say, there's a sign at the bottom that says, help me, mommy, or something. And if you click it, it takes you back to spawn and lets you survive. So there's that. But also, there's MobArena. And there's... Go ahead.
Yeah, we've got the MobArena, which was built ages ago by some of the crew. So you just click on the sign. I think you have to click on the iron block afterwards as well to start the game.
All players who click on the sign have to click on a sign to choose a class. Then everyone has to click on an iron block.
Yeah, we've also got the PvP arena built by some people on the Chaos server, which is awesome. I don't know the names of the people though.
Yeah, I don't have it handy either. I'll put it in the show notes. So,
but it's definitely really, really good. I was really impressed when I first saw it. There's also my pirate ship. Yay! The skull from the original Chaos. What else have we got?
Piper has something special she created.
Extreme grass growing. I built an arena last night, which was Wednesday night, but unfortunately it's not automated, so you have to have an op on the server to start it. So that kind of sucks a little bit, but it's good fun. and I hope people do like it.
So,
and also,
go ahead.
one last thing. You may spot me and Danny working in the corner, working on something. I'm not going to reveal exactly what it is,
Ooh,
but it's
I know.
hopefully when it's all done, it's going to be really good. It's not something new, but it's a new thing for something. That's a clue.
What could it be, Belfast? What could it be?
It's a giant toilet.
It actually looks like a giant toilet at the minute.
Now, I should mention too, I mean, we kept this server running after the live stream because people enjoyed Spleef and CTF. Battle Knight is in there, but right now that plugin, we're not too happy with it. If that plugin gets updated and becomes more usable, we'll activate it. But I just want to note that everything except for extreme grass growing, Spleef, CTF, MobArena, PvP, the Pit, for you Batman fans, all of those things work without anybody else being there crew-wise. You don't need any mods or admins to start things. So you guys can go on this server whenever you want, get your buddies to go on with you, play CTF, Spleef, play MobArena, fight some PvP fights in the arena, try to escape the pit. Any of that stuff you can do no matter who is there. So there's a lot of crew fans that are popping on there at different times. So I encourage you guys, look at the description of this video. If you're getting it on your podcast aggregator on your iPhone or on your Android tablet or phone, look at the description for the podcast, and you'll see links to all these things, but you'll also see the address. We really want people to get on there and play. We come on and play at times, and and it's something where we're going to continue to try to put other games, especially games that are automated, so that you guys can have basically more things to play. And it's just something that we felt like, as long as people make use of it, as long as it doesn't get abused or people continually try to do stuff to grief it or whatever, we try to make it as grief proof as possible. But as long as people are using it and appreciating it, we'll keep it running for you. Okay, now let's move on. I think this segment may end up being smaller than our Minecraft YouTube segment from earlier in the news. But this is our roundtable segment for the three of us. And it is, are violent video games a problem? Should they be banned?
No.
No, says Gizmo, and why?
Well, because just games. I think definitely young children shouldn't be playing these kind of games. And possibly should be up to the parents, maybe what children should play the games depending on what the game is and how violent it is. But it's a game. Some games are for children, some games are for all ages, some games are for adults. It's violent, but it's not. You don't play a game and then suddenly become crazy. It's outlet sometimes, or it's just a fun little thing to play. Like Tekken, you can beat people up. Chivalry, you can slash people in half with a sword. Medieval times existed. That happened years ago. People were chopping people up with swords and axes and shooting people with bow and arrows. That's our history. It's just a way to play things. It's just a game. It's not
real
damaging.
Life.
Yeah, it's not real life. Some people might play it and think it's real life, but they kind of might have issues and maybe might need help. But sane people can play a game and be like, this is just a game. This is just a fun thing I'm playing because I'm bored and I want to have some fun. I want to slash this guy in half. And there's no problem with that whatsoever.
Piper, your thoughts?
Well, I think there's age limits on things, aren't there, in games, just like there are movies, and that's probably a good thing. And if it's really, really violent, it's going to be 18 plus. And, kids playing it is wrong, obviously. But whether there's a problem with people 18 plus playing them, hopefully people are mature enough to know what's real life and what's not real life. And I just don't know, like what Gizmo was saying, video games are entertainment. They are, in a way, educational. Some can be. I don't think they should be banned. There again, it just depends on what type of violence is in there. I mean, set in take Gizmo's chivalry example, set in the medieval times, that's what it was like, blah, blah, blah. But then there's things that I don't want to see, like things like rape and stuff like that on a game. I think that's a bit too far. But then if I'm saying that's too far, is there actually a line that video games shouldn't cross? I don't know. But I don't think they should be banned.
I think if you don't want to see these like crazy people, quotation marks, like who want to like ban the games and like break them in half, that's kind of stupid. Like, if you don't want to see the game, don't play the games. Don't buy your children these like games. Like, look how many kids play Call of Duty. It's ridiculous.
Common sense, isn't it? It's just common sense,
like,
really.
It's really like a parent's responsibility to look at these games, not just go, "Oh, here, have a game." Like, your grandma buys you like Call of Duty 5 for Christmas, and it's like to an 11-year-old. It's ridiculous.
And you see, like, some kids playing games and you just think, oh no. But then Buzz, you've let Lizzie play Killing Floor, and that's, what some people would class as a violent game, but, Lizzie's quite mature and you know that she can handle it. You're there supervising her playing it. Just got to be responsible with video games.
Well, I think the biggest problem with video games, and I think it carries over to like movies and just, violent TV shows or whatever, is there are a lot of parents in this world who have checked out. There's a lot of parents who really just don't care. They want to put the blame on everything else. If you want your kid if you want to buy your kid a video game or let your kid go buy a video game, you should be paying attention to what they're playing. There are a lot of kids who are very well-rounded, very intelligent, and understand the real world in gaming. And if a parent wants to let their 5-year-old play Call of Duty with them, I have no problem with that, because at least the parent's involved in making the decision. What I have a problem with is the parent who buys the game for their kid, doesn't even notice that it is rated maybe mature, and doesn't care. And then when the kid starts playing it and they walk in the room, they freak out because they hear language or they see blood. You bought the game for your kids. You should put a little bit more effort into seeing what your kids are doing. But a lot of parents just don't care, or they just want to always blame someone else. But it really comes down to the parents, and I think that's the biggest problem, is a lot of parents just check out with their kids, and they don't care. And it's so easy to blame everybody else. Now, on the issue, do violent video games, some people say they make people more violent. I remember, I think back during some of other horrific event where there was a shooting back when I was younger, back during, I think, the original Doom. I don't remember if it was Hillary Clinton when she was, the president's wife, first lady. They started saying how, like, these games made you effective killers, trained killing machines. And I'm thinking, wow. Man, if Doom and all these games that I love, first-person shooters, have made me a trained killing machine, I am like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, and insert all the what was the movie, the recent movie with Stallone, the Expendables. I'm like all the Expendables added into one. But I've never, ever, I've harmed a fly, I will say that. But I've never harmed anyone. I have no desire to grab a gun and do anything. There are people in this world who are messed up. There are people in this world who have issues. And generally those people are going to do stupid things or harmful things. And it doesn't matter if they watched a movie like, Saw, or whatever. If they have a problem, they're more apt to do things. And it isn't because of a movie or a video game. They're just messed up. And more than likely, there were signs to stop that people just ignored, be it family, friends, parents, the medical system that maybe could have identified these people have a problem. But video games aren't the fault. Parents, look at what games your kids are buying. Play with them. If you're not a gamer, sit with them while they play it. Ask them what they're doing. Ask them questions. The kid will enjoy that their parents are interested. but it'll let you know what's going on. And if you don't feel it's appropriate, then take the game away from them. Wait till they're a little older. Take it and exchange it, for something else. But I mean, that's your decision as a parent. But video games, I don't think are a problem. And let's also note too, I forget the study that I remember reading a while back. The average gamer is like 18 plus. I think that the average gamer is even like in the 20 plus range.
Yeah.
Oh.
So games are being played by adults, granted 18 plus is, let's consider that an adult. Games are being played by those type of people more so than Lizzie's age. So games are targeting, Call of Duty is targeting a group. I mean, there's a lot of 30, 40-year-olds that are on Xbox Live playing Call of Duty. More so than little Billy who gets on there and talks smack.
God. I want to smack little Billy. With a fish, not my fist.
So, I mean,
and what game has taught you about fish?
Legends of Zelda!
I mean, I should be a master fisherman because of my fishing in Minecraft. I should be able to build anything with blocks. I should be able to basically kill pigs by throwing birds at them.
I mean, you can't.
I'm playing these. I mean, I can stack blocks like in Tetris.
Oh my god.
You're a builder.
Yeah, I mean, these games have, if video games make people violent or whatever, where are the people throwing the birds at the pigs?
Wait, so I can run an empire. I can build a massive empire and take over the world.
You could.
Awesome. Hello.
He just wanted to do that noise.
I did.
So, I mean, I think, most people agree. Again, video games always become the subject of attack whenever there's an issue.
Yeah.
But it's just insane. There's some bad people in the world. What was the line from Batman? Some people just want to see the world burn. I mean, there's some people who are just that messed up. And, the system hopefully could maybe catch and help people like that before they act out. But that's not a discussion for here. The discussion for here is, there are violent video games, and they probably are a problem for young kids to play, depending on the kid, but that's the parent's decision. And,
Yeah.
But let's move on before, we all start getting up on a podium and make this a sermon. All right, so next up, deals of the week. So I've got three of them on here. Right now, through the weekend, you can play Counter-Strike Global Offensive for free. And once the weekend's over, obviously, you have to buy it. But right now, it is also 50% off. A lot of people like Counter-Strike. Giz, I don't know if you've ever played much Counter-Strike.
No, I haven't. It looks good, though.
I have.
Whoa, Schmidt Piperton, I haven't. Whoa, mind blown.
Counter-Strike, I have played.
So, really good, series. I mean, the Global Offensive is really nice. 50% off is great. But play it for free for the weekend, Again, if you're young, make sure your parents are okay with you playing it. Also, Borderlands 2, 66% off right now, through the weekend. Great series, Borderlands. If you haven't played 1 and 2, get them both, if your parents allow it. 66%. I think even Borderlands 1 is 66% off also. So, check them out. I mean, awesome game series. And lastly, this one is near and dear to my heart. System Shock 2 now is on Steam for 33% off. Links to all these are in the description of the video and in the show notes through the podcast. System Shock 2 is almost on every gaming site that'll ever chronicle the best games in history. If it's sometimes they group PC console together, but regardless, if they include PC games, I guarantee you System Shock 2 is on that list. It's an amazing game. It's a little bit dated graphics wise, although I think there are some updates that you can download that the community has put out to increase the graphics. But it's really, it's kind of a first-person shooter role-playing game with kind of like hacker elements. If you like the Deus Ex series, you'll definitely want to check out System Shock 2. If you haven't played System Shock 1, it's not a big deal. That one's harder to play on new systems, but I love this game. Piper and I are going to actually be playing this game. I talked to the company that's now the publisher, and the guy was like, please, please do videos. We'd love to see it. So Piper and I are going to play this. I love the game. We'll see how Piper likes it, and we'll save that for the video. But this game is just if you like first-person shooter-ish RPGs, it's got hacking elements, sci-fi-ish, setting, space. It's just a lot of fun, and it's kind of creepy too. It's got some scary moments.
Am I gonna scream?
You might. So I definitely recommend to check it out. It's not that expensive. It's also on GOG, which is where Piper and I got it because that's where it first became available, but it's now on Steam also. All right, our last segment. Send in your questions. Now, before we start this one, I want to stress we actually got these questions from the YouTube comments from the previous podcast because almost every question sent in to us on our forum was almost about joining the crew, what we would like to take out of Minecraft or put in Minecraft. If we were on an island, what game would we play? Which we've dealt with all those questions a lot. So we really want you guys to submit new questions. I'll have a link in the description. Click that. You can go to a forum, submit your question. Make it a question about gaming, gaming about TV, movies. It doesn't have to necessarily be crew related. I mean, it can be, but try to give us some good questions. And we would love if you submit it as an audio question or even better as a video question. A video question, we'll deal with that here in a second with one of our questions, but we love those because we'll let you be shown on the podcast or be heard or both. All right, so first question is from Hunter Alfred, and this was on, like I said, the YouTube comments. Why doesn't the crew try out Minecraft minigames like what Captain Sparkles and Sky does? Like Cops and Robbers, survival games. What do you think about that one, guys?
I think we have done minigames, but we try to do our own thing with them and try to do them at different times because it gets very annoying when people say, you're copying, blah, 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 blah. Well, we're not. We just want to do our own thing. But, I mean, these are Minecraft things, so we want to enjoy them as well. But just because a famous person's doing it doesn't mean that we can't do it as well. But we definitely have done some things. Like we did the Super Smash Bros. Thing that time. We've done the basketball, Herobrine's Mansion.
We've done the Hunger Games. What is it called? Not the Hunger Games.
Survival
Games. All the survival games except for the latest one.
Yeah, I think there's some new ones.
We tried Cops and Robbers. But honestly, I don't think it makes much. I don't know. I mean, Cops and Robbers to me looks like it's all about role playing, and it'd be like, Piper, you are now in jail. I am the guard. Go to your cell. Gizmo, hit the showers. It's just there wasn't. It was way too open. I mean, if it was just going to be us running around trying to role play being Cops and Robbers, I don't think it was going to work for us. It was just something we didn't want to do.
Yeah.
I watched a bit of their video. It was good, but it was just a lot of like shouting and just killing each other. Really, there wasn't really any kind of goal to it. It was too open.
Yeah, I mean, when we get into killing each other, I mean, it's like survival games when we do that, or if we do like Game of Craft, our free-for-alls, all those stuff. I would much rather do that than I would, Cops and Robbers. We tried it. I mean, literally, I set it up and we started recording and it was just like, this is just not good. All right, next question comes from Hope X Sniping 1730. How do you guys get lucky and get to play together? I wish I had a group of friends or people that could play like this. Friendly, funny, somewhat competitive. Oh, there's some competitive people listening. You guys are so lucky.
Well, we know we are very lucky. I feel very lucky to know these guys and be able to play with them on a daily basis. If you're on our Mumble, on our fan Mumble on Chaos, there's loads of people out there. We have such a lovely community, and there are groups of people who are forming and playing together. There's lots of League of Legends being played at the moment by Absy and Lumby, and
they're all obsessed.
A ton of them. They are obsessed. They they went through a phase of killing Flora as well, and they're just loads of different groups forming, and it's really nice to see lots of friendships being made, and cross countries, and yeah.
Well, what you see, we have, and you're right. I mean, Hope X Sniping 1730. We do have a good group here, and we have a lot of fun. But I will say, like Piper's mentioned, there has been a lot of mini groups that are very much like that have formed because of coming on the Chaos server, coming on the Mumble server, coming on to the game server, playing PvP and all that. You can make friends here. If you don't have a community, come on to our community, come on to the forum. I'm sure you can make friends with people, and you can have a lot of fun gaming. And like I said, or Piper said, the Mumble server really works out well for people because we have it set up for you guys. And if you're playing League of Legends, or you want to play System Shock 2 with a buddy, or somebody that you've met here in the crew community, you can go into a Mumble channel and play the game and talk with each other and talk with other people if it's like a larger scale multiplayer game. So, we want to give that to you guys in the community, and we've seen so many friendships and so many groups that are gaming together outside of just what the crew does, but through our crew, Mumble, and just our crew family. So we're really pleased with that. So if you like what we have, come join the community, and you can be part of it. All right, our last question is from Captain Ruby. And this is kind of touched on as we started this segment. How do you send in video questions? Well, there's multiple ways you could do it. The link in here will have the form that you fill out when you ask questions. You can just type your question and sign it or whatever and submit it, and then we'll possibly use it on the air. But if, say, you want to do a video question, you could go into Minecraft and record your Minecraft character and talk into your microphone and ask your question, post it on YouTube, like, say, as an unlisted video, and send us a link to it. You could record it to a video file, be it just your webcam, and then upload that to some media share site, like, you could put it on Dropbox, give us a link in it to it. So what you would basically do is post your audio file, post your video file on some site, or YouTube, a file sharing site like Media Share, Dropbox, whatever you like. And then if it's going to be a question that's like something we would have to go to a website to download or watch, give us a link in the form that you fill out. Just post a link to it so we can download it or watch it if it's, say, on YouTube or Vimeo or whatever you're using. And then we'll put it into the show. So it's real easy. Maybe we'll do a video at some point on the channel to show how you could do that also. If you can make videos right now on your channel on YouTube or record from your webcam to a video file, you're pretty much there. Just put it up on YouTube, make it unlisted. No one will be able to see it except for us because you'll give us a link to it in the form, and then we'll use it. Any last thoughts from you guys here before we close this?
Just think of some good questions.
Yeah, to hear from you.
All right, well, that wraps up episode 5 of the Crewcast. If you guys want to say goodbye, we will head out.
Bye.
Bye.
Boss found Starbound. Thanks for watching the Crewcast. We hope you tune in again next time. Come back.